with another recap and review for Love During Lockup. This is still season 3, episode 66 by Felicia. So I'm gonna do this a little bit differently this week. We're just gonna go couple by couple. I feel like that makes more sense. So first couple we get Santiba and Talsi. Yeah, so Santiba is in a little boutique with her mother and they're shopping or whatever, and she says that she's trying to get some clothes for Talsi, you know, since he's getting released in a few days, and you know, she just wants to make sure he has like everything he needs and whatnot, which is so nice, right? Wrong. Because shortly after she starts to pick up some items, she's like, okay, let me call his mom to double check his size, you know? I don't want to get the wrong size. So she calls his mother, and his mother's like, she's like, yeah, I just want to know Chelsea's size. I'm here shopping, getting him some clothes for when he gets out. And, oh man, Santiba, I'm sorry, I don't know how to tell you this, but, Chelsea's already out. Oh, okay, well, how long has he been out? He's been out for a few days. And I also don't know how to tell you this, but he's with someone else. There's someone else in the picture. Bring on the waterworks. I just gotta go. I gotta go. Throw his clothes at mom. Walks out front door. Just get those cameras off me. I just need a minute. Girl, no. We could have saw this coming a mile away, man. I said this last week. Didn't I say this when she's like, oh, they just got locked down? And I was like, no, they didn't. He hung up that phone and this was all put. Like, he was trying to shake her off and she wasn't trying to get shook off, you know? So that's really what it was, y'all. I mean, there's not much more to say about their future. Clearly, there's not going to be one. So I was like, wait, she just left her mom, but maybe they came separately. I don't know, weird. But she drives off, she's crying, she's just, you know, such in disbelief, and I defended him. I let my heart take control. Her friend calls and she's like, rally up the girls. We need to check in. So she goes, meets up with her friends, and she tells them everything, and they never said any like I told you so's or anything like that. They were very comforting, you know. It was all Talsi, which is cool. That was great. And then one of her friends is like, have you checked his Facebook? And she's like, no. So they look at his Facebook, and it's like a joint Facebook or whatever. Like, this fool, it says he's engaged, y'all. And I'm just like, oh, here we go. But for some weird reason, the girl had her number up there, which I'm like, y'all check your privacy settings, because this is just an example of how things could go all types of crazy if the wrong people get your information. Not saying like Santiba is the scammer, clearly she's not, but check your privacy settings, y'all. And I'm just like, oh my lord. But she doesn't answer. The other girl's name is Kayla. And at one point, after she doesn't answer, she like steps away to cry and have another moment. And she still just for some reason doesn't understand that he's a scam. Like, I don't know, like she's not seeing this situation for what it is, for what we see it as, you know, a scam. But whatever. I don't know why I have in quotes, knockoff version of you. I don't know. Oh, that's what it is. I guess she went back outside and her friends were like, she's literally like a knockoff version of you. And I was just like, okay, let's not get too ahead of ourselves, but okay. And I'm glad that one of the friends brought up, like, there's probably others. Obviously, yeah, if there's 1, 2, there's probably more. So I don't know if they're going to continue to bust him out going forward, but she said she just wants to move on, but whatever. Who knows what's going to happen. Next, we had Indy and Harry. We all know that they are about to, Harry's about to get out. So, of course, she's packing up a bag for him of the necessities. She even gets him a phone. I'm just like, okay, whatever. And she's like, okay, I'm going to bring 2 wedding bands in case they don't let me in. And I can just tell them I'm married because, you know, we're actually spiritually married already. So, like, it's the truth anyway. And I'm just like, we're gonna have to stop that. And I see that she's gonna be in Love After Lockup starting on March 4th, which I will be reviewing, of course. She's gonna have to stop that. Like, y'all ain't no type of married, so just leave that alone. We know he's going to the halfway house. He calls. Her mom walks in. Nothing really came too much of this scene. Her mom walks in. She's trying to figure out what she's gonna wear. Her mom's like, wear the dress. Of course, she got her sundress on, so she probably wanted to be, you know, matching or whatever. And y'all, that her hair in that confessional, like, I need her to, like, not have her hair like that. Like, you know, like when it's just, it looks like it either got rained on or just like it lost all the silkiness. It's just like blow dried. No, she needs to get that under control. But fast forward, they're in the car and he calls again. Mom still is not with it, as we know, because her mom is in the car because she says she wants her mom there to see him when he gets released. So maybe like this will, you know, put her mom on, or put him on her mom's good side. We all know that's not happening. That's never gonna happen. So get that out your head, Miss Indy. Get that right on out your head. But they're off, and I think it's like an hour drive or something like that. So her sister and I guess brother, everyone else stays back with her daughter. It's just her and her mom going. And as they're rolling up, I think she talks to him, and he was saying something along the line like, oh, you see that tree that's right next to you, or that building or whatever. And I'm just like, how the hell does he see them? Really weird. But she winds up calling the halfway house. Long story short, they can't, because of COVID, because of old girl, they cannot get in to see him. There's no visitations, and I think he don't even get no passes for the first 30 days. Like, he's just, you know, on grind mode as soon as he gets there. Which, I don't know, you know, why that is so, why they didn't foresee that. Especially her mom, you know, being, you know, law enforcement or whatever. Like, I would just think that they would understand that. And whatever. And they're like, can we speak to the manager, or, you know, whatever. And they were very nice. They let her, which I'm like, y'all are better than me, because I'd have been like, what more is there to discuss? Like, and they was all, oh, we came from Maryland, and no, we just want to see him. And I'm just like, don't you hate when people like bring up other stuff that is just irrelevant, and it's just like, bro, like, I learned that. I got a family member that does that, like, that brings up stuff in a situation, and it's just like, that doesn't, like, I get it. I get why you're bringing that up, and like, you would think that someone should have a heart enough to care about those things, but like, people don't care about stuff like that. Like, that's irrelevant right now, but whatever. She gets off the phone with them after being denied, and she tells her mom to pull over, and she's like having a meltdown right like that. And her mom is sitting there like this. And I was just like, yes, mother. This whole episode, it was like, shout outs to the moms. They were holding it down. None of them, you know, sometimes people's parents can be like on these shows, but everybody's mother is on point this far this season. And I got to shout out to them. No plan having Indy. That's what I'm going to call her from now, y'all. No plan having Indy. Ty, oh my God, Ty. Help her, Lord, help her. So as we know, she wants all the smoke with Boston after she posted her nudes last week. Perfectly fine. I said, and I quote, I said that she deserves anything that's coming to her. So when I said that, I meant that, like, knowing that, you know, Ty would use her better judgment to schedule this meetup. Y'all, tell me why she thought it was okay to have Boston meet her in front of her job. So what I'm thinking is, A, she don't really work there. B, that place is just a complete joke or something. Or C, like, something's up. Because I'm sorry, but I would have fired the shit out of her after I saw that or whatever. Like, maybe you had good intentions. Maybe you're trying to, like, get some popularity for the funeral home. But no, I would have fired you so fast. Do not bring your BS here. Don't do it. Don't do it. So she's still on the street calling Boston. And because, you know, Boston still wants to talk as a woman. And she's like, yeah, meet me at such and such. So she's on her way down there. She comes down there in her Daisy Dukes. And before anything can even pop off, Ty goes, you Boston? She's like, yeah. Obviously, the cameras are right there. She's like, yeah. Wop, wop, wop. Like, they just start going at it. And I'm just like, oh, boy. Right in front of the job. Like, this is not what I meant, Ty. This is not what I meant. I did not mean this. I did not mean this. I wanted you to do this elsewhere, okay? Not condoning violence, but I would have understood, okay, fine, you're going to do this. Just make sure it's over there. Like, not where you're going to be working, because what the heck, man? So they go back and forth for, you know, whatever minute, whatever, Titty pops out. And the whole time, Boston, she's saying how she's not going where, and it's just like mind-boggling to me, because it's like, you guys are doing this all over somebody who's in jail, who ain't got a pot to piss in for themselves right now. Like, for what? Would clearly, if he's been entertaining the both of you guys, clearly that should show you what his character is. That should show you what type of person he is. And when people show who they are, you should believe them. They fight like 3 times. Security or the producers, whatever, the camera crew is like right there. They finally stop or whatever. And she's, you know, making it known she's still not going nowhere. She's irrelevant, whatever. And I'm just like, you guys both should know where you stand in his life. You don't care about neither one of you, clearly. But no one listens to me. I'm not going nowhere. Like, you sound stupid. And afterward, we see that Ty, she done broke off 3 nails. And, you know, she says how she just let her anger get the best of her, I guess, in that moment. And it was just like, I get it, but, like, you're too old to be making such poor decisions over somebody who clearly isn't worth it. I was kind of disappointed in her. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Like, she's likable, but she needs some, like, personal development course or assistance or something. But I don't know, y'all. We also had Gabby and Chris. She's going to meet his mom, and I think his sister was there too. Yeah, in that first scene. We all know, like, how she feels about them. We kind of know how they feel about her, especially after this episode. But she goes to meet them anyway and discuss what's going on. Because I think at one point, Chris's friend calls her to tell her that he's being transferred from the prison that he's out currently to another prison tomorrow. So he's going to be released from there. Just no feds and nothing like that. So that's cool. She meets his mom. They hug. Good. But she, like, for me, she was putting 20 on 10 the whole time. Like, oh, I just thought you guys didn't like me and this and that. And it's just like, I don't know. It was just weird, and neither of them see it for the other one. Like, it's just us, and then it's her, and it's just, And I get it. They don't know this girl. Like, he got this large sum of money. He clearly didn't give them any, which I think is kind of messed up. Like, you gave her all this money, but it don't look like you've given your mom any, because they were sitting in front of the projects. Like, that, don't really like that. So they're probably off rip, kind of like, this is a little odd, but okay. even because they said like he has a big heart, he's a good person ever, and people like to take advantage of that. So obviously they're skeptical. And then on her hands, like, I could understand maybe she just wants to be accepted or what, I don't know. But you don't be getting accepted, Gabby, with the type of language, and you know, it's like she's looking down on them, and I don't like that. I don't like it at all. Maybe I thought it was gonna be a scam. Like, what? Shut up. But she says that, you know, whatever, I'm still gonna go up there when he's released. I'm gonna be there. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna be there for my man. And she's like, to the mom, she's like, do you work tomorrow or whatever? And she's like, yeah, I work. So the sister, she's like gonna go with her to ride up there, and it's like an hour, however long, whatever. So they're gonna get a hotel, and then the next day he'll be released or whatever. So awkward. She picks up the sister. So awkward. So awkward. So awkward. And we already know the mom is like, you know, keep an eye on her. Like, you know, she's sending her on behalf of the family, you know. So hold it down. Make sure she don't try nothing, pretty much. Such an awkward car ride. They share a room, which is even more awkward. Like, just awkward. And finally, like, I think, and then sister, she was like rolling up. It was just a lot going on. A lot going on. And she keeps it 1,000. Like, I think she asked her, like, do you only think I'm with him for money, or whatever she asked her, like, do you think I'm, you know, just using him or whatever? And she's like, yeah, I think you're just with him for the money. She was honest. You asked me a question, I was honest. You might have not liked my answer, but it's the truth. And of course, in her confessional, Gabby's all, that's our money, and they're not the people I want him around. Like, and I'm like, first of all, that's our money. Like, I don't think you got beat the fuck up in jail, in prison. Like, I don't think you did that. Number one. And two, those people, like, what did you mean by that? He comes from those people. Like, those are his people. So what do you mean? So you're gonna try to, like, get him away from his family? Because that's not toxic or anything. I just didn't like any of that, y'all. I didn't like any of that. They gotta go. Like, that's his whole mother. He came out of her vagina. Like, they gotta go. I'm pretty sure they feel the same way about you. And finally, y'all, we had Haley. She goes over to meet Dalton's mom. And I'm just off rip. Like, I know last week I said that I was feeling bad for her. I no longer feel bad for her. Sorry. Because one look at his house, his mom's house, neighborhood. No, there's no way in hell I would have been I mean, regardless, she could have been living in a cardboard box for all I care, and I still wouldn't give him money. But especially since there was hella square footage on my screen at that moment. There's no way you can tell me. And she even it just pissed me off even more, because she's like, she felt like she was obligated to do for him because no one else was, or whatever. Like, she was looked at as the person who's supposed to do stuff for him. I'm like, no, you propositioned yourself up in that position. No one told you that you had to do anything. You took it upon yourself. So no, I don't feel bad because I'm a single mom and I could have went to my son and I have nothing put up for him. Whose fault is that? Yours. It's no one else's. There's no one else's. They cut him off clearly for a reason. And his mom even said that. Usually, you know, just like with anybody, you cut them off, they gotta learn the hard way. And usually that'll put someone's head back on straight. His head is clearly still on backwards because he had you to use. So you should feel stupid. You should feel very dumb. But at one point she has a breakdown, and mom kind of hugs her and is just kind of like, I told you not to do that. But you did it anyway. Literally so stupid, you guys. So stupid. But honestly, that was pretty much it. I know we have a few more episodes of this season. And then, like I said, on March 4th, supposed to be Love After Lockup. And from this season, I only see that Indy's going to be on that season, which, in my opinion, no. Does everyone usually come back like simultaneously? Like, not always, but usually that means that none of the other couples made it, which is not a surprise, obviously, after the past couple of episodes that we've seen. But it is what it is. Should have paid more attention to the red flags. But anyway, y'all, this is my recap and review for this week's episode of Love During Lockup. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you next time.